Hey y'all, it's Robert, and I'm super excited to present to you Burpee Sunday. We have a lot of burpees coming our way, so let's go on through the workout. Just as a reminder announcement, we will have a 10 a.m. class via Google Meet/chat, and you got an email invite about that, all right? If you have any questions, just shoot me an email or shoot me a direct message, text message, anything, and I'm happy to get you connected for tomorrow or Sunday morning at 10 a.m. We'll have that class, and that will be a coach class. Otherwise, let's get to the burpees. First one is going to be 10 perfect burpees for that warm-up. Now you're probably wondering, well, what's the difference between a burpee and a perfect burpee? Besides being a perfect person and wanting to do that burpee, you also want to make sure that that perfect push-up is added into the burpee. So I'll show you a little bit of the similarities and differences, okay? So if we're looking right here, standard burpee is going to be as quick as we can. Let me spread out to make sure you can fully see me here. So that perfect burpee, or that regular burpee is just going down and coming back up as fast as we can, right? A perfect burpee, we're going to go down. We're going to make sure our shoulders are right underneath our hands. We're in that arch body, down and back up. Up, and then into that position, down and back up. So it does incorporate a full push-up, and this standard is just going to be a little bit slower as well. So 10 of those push-ups you're very familiar with, and those can be standard push-ups as far as that. Downward dog push-ups, really putting the head through on those. So coming through and then down and back through. We will have 20 high knees. So we've been doing these very familiarly in our at-home workout, so keeping those knees high. If you want to put your hands up, that's great as well. Mountain climbers. For today's purpose, we're really going to stretch and land our foot at the top. So I know sometimes you can just do this, right? But we want to see here to here for these mountain climbers. So bring my foot to my palm as much as possible in those 20 reps. Then 2 rounds of so that's 2 rounds. Then into the second bracket, 2 rounds of Scorpio. So kind of making that cross here, bringing the foot over each time for each rep. We've seen those before as well. We have hollow rocks, which you all know to get into that nice hollow body here and going back and forth. So very standard on that guy. Arch lifts are going to be a Superman type of position, so the opposite of those hollow rocks essentially. So I'm here, I'm in my Superman flat on the ground and coming up each time. So we've done these before, just trying to really get into that good Superman and open up those arms for us. And then trunk twist is kind of the opposite of that Scorpio in a lot of ways. So we're on our back and getting side to side here. We can also kind of open up like those Russian twists as well to get the core involved. So I would actually do both of those 6 times. So we're looking at about 12 reps there. 2 times through on that guy as well. Then going into the workout, we got a 10-minute AMRAP of lateral burpees. So with these lateral burpees, it is a low jump. So we're going to recommend, if you have equipment, dumbbell, just bring it sideways and jump over that. If you have a kettlebell, I would actually just turn it on the side here. So don't make it too high for yourself. So just kind of like that and jump over that. It's just having a very basic jump, and it's just like bar over burpees. They should be very quick and basic jumps. So I'll demonstrate those in a second. And then if you don't have any sort of equipment, just put down like something like even like a foam roller would be fine. You could put a soup can sitting up, a tissue box right there, and just kind of going over that tissue box is totally fine as well. So whatever you have there, let me demonstrate these. I'll do it with the kettlebell today. Again, it is on my side, so that's pretty key here. I'm going to guide this a little bit towards the middle. The fastest way to do this is to stay low and keep jumping back and forth. I know it's 10 minutes, so you do want to find a pace to be working with, but then also it should be pretty quick and staying low as well. So I'll demonstrate 4 or 5 here so you can see that. So standing up all the way at the top, and then notice how I'm standing low and just jumping over that kettlebell pretty lightly here. And it doesn't have to be perfectly over it. We just want you to get some leverage, imagining that it's a low bar with like weights on the side. And even that's like the ideal height, but if you go a little lower, a little sideways, that's okay. We want to just really get that height in that hop each time. And then after that, you'll have 3 rounds of gymnastics movements. So the pike lifts, this is one we do at the gym pretty frequently. We're going to be sitting on our butt here, and then hands are kind of used as stabilizers, and then just pointing at my toes and coming up 10 times. Getting that core, getting those quads, getting those hip flexors involved. So that'll be the first movement. Second one is handstand, hold or handstand walk, depending on how much space you have. Just going ahead and practicing those handstands. And then slide to a pike. So we have a couple options with this one. If you do have the sliders, which I will grab those, give me one moment here. So if you do have something that looks like this, then that's great. They're moving sliders, so you may have them around the house. That's totally fine to use on a like carpeted surface. It would probably be essential with that. The other option is going to be you can use like a plastic or paper plate, disposable, like one-time use plate, because you won't want to use it anymore, but you're totally good to use those. And then the last option would be to do it on a hardwood floor with your socks, and then make sure that there's like a little bit of wiggle on that hardwood floor. If not, you can always kind of add like potentially a little bit of water or soap to it. If you need to clean your floor, you can do that. So but with these, I'm going to show it with the slider today. It's all the same motion no matter what. It's going to be 5 plank to sliding up pike. So if I'm doing this, I'm going to come right here, and if I'm starting out in my high pike here, and then just bringing my feet in up to the high pike and then back down to the plank, and really trying to get the core involved as much as possible for these. An added challenge or bonus is going down, trying to flatten out those legs, and then come back up. That's going to be something additional if you'd like to, but definitely doesn't have to be done. And if you couldn't really see that, I started out in a plank position, and then I rolled back flat all the way down to the ground, and then slowly brought myself back up with those sliders on. So that can be an option as well, but really focusing on the other piece of that, which is the plank up to the pike and then back down to the plank, 5 reps. And then once you're done with 3 rounds of that, we got 1 minute on each side of a couple different movements here to cool us down. So first one is door pec stretch, which with the door pec stretch or any piece on a wall or anything of that nature, it is nice to kind of have an L shape here, but if the wall was right here, I'm just stretching out that pec, right? So do that a minute on each side. Ideally a wall is just right here, or in a doorway would look real nice for that one. Wall overhead, so if the wall, and you can also do this on a chair fairly easily, so I'll bring this out, but a chair or a couch or anything like that is right here, and then it's just getting into that child's pose and pushing that head through real nicely is going to be the ideal positioning for that, okay? You can also do that on a wall, and that actually is a deeper stretch if you do it on a wall. Another way to get into this position pretty deeply is just right here and putting that head through. Can get real nice into that positioning, okay? And then last 2 are going to be more leg focused. These you can do anywhere standing up. So first one is going to be a standing hamstring stretch. So this is kind of like a runner stretch, but no props involved. So you can see my foot right here, out, and then I'm going to lean forward and touch. So that's really just getting that hamstring pointed toe up so you can see that 90 degrees. And then reaching, again, a minute on each side. And then the hip flexor stretch is going to be folding right here, getting that quad, getting that hip flexor. If you want to come forward with it a little bit, your balance feels pretty good, and your quad and hip flexor have that flexibility, you can go ahead and do that a minute on each side. With this one, with all of these movements, so it's a minute on each side, so it would be about 8 minutes of total post WOD. But if you have the time, go ahead and do a second round through on all of those, because it really will open everything up. And it's a Sunday, so get that mobility going without a doubt. That's all I got, so I will see you all soon, hopefully online at the Google chat, but if not, we'll see you soon. And take care, keep staying tuned on all of our updates, and stay strong.